Thanks for tuning in to The Impatient Designer. This is your boy, Dave Gregory. Here we go. So I'm working on a 1986 Monte Carlo Ss. This is really close to my heart because I remember we had one back in the day. It was tan with a red carpet interior. And I remember one day we were going to church and the car caught on fire. And that was the last that we ever heard of that car. But yeah, it was, stuff happens. But yeah, so anyways, I'm here cleaning my airbrush. This is the problem with airbrushes. If you use airbrushes, you got to clean them all the time, especially if they're cheap. Like I think this one was like $12. The cheapest one I bought was like $5. But now I moved from gravity fed to siphon. So with siphon, you get actually more paint. And I don't know, I just like it better than gravity. The gravity fed, you don't hold as much paint, and I don't know, it just doesn't seem as cool, if that's the word. It just seems a little more inconvenient, if that makes any sense, because it's like really invasive into the airbrush. I don't know if I'm making any sense. Anyways, so I have to actually thin the paint out super, super thin, even if it's airbrush paint. Like I'm using airbrush paint and I have to put a bunch of paint thinner in the airbrush paint. So it's going to be like 10% paint and like 90% air paint thinner, which is crazy to me. And you see that mist? Most of that is paint thinner, but I actually like the mist. It's actually really cool when I get that mist going. I was really trying to do something new. I'm learning here. This is all new to me. I finally got a mentor. And these are the last videos you'll probably see me using airbrushes like this. Right now I'm painting the steering wheel with airbrush paint and a very stiff, dirty brush. There's a reason why I use a dirty brush. It's because I like, fine point brushes, but they'd be too flimsy, so I let it harden. And I'm thinking I could do the same thing with a toothpick, but, whatever. But the problem is that this is airbrush paint, and it's just not holding on. Also, I didn't even prime any of these pieces. And I didn't even clean the sprue. Like, you're supposed to soak these things in Dawn soap for a few hours, and I didn't even do that. I just took it out and went all willy-nilly with it. Willy-nilly-billy. And you see, I'm painting this, and I was trying to put chrome on it, but I couldn't find my pen. So I went ahead and just kept painting, And the whole thing is just trying. You got to try something new and just go for it. Don't be scared. I will say that there's been some fear with doing these models because of the low vision and just the lack of experience, so I go ahead and I paint the steering column as well. And the ideas that I have in my head, they don't really mend well in reality, if that makes any sense. Like, I wanted to paint the middle of the steering wheel chrome, and then I wanted to paint the steering column black, and then the shifter I wanted to paint chrome. But hey, it's, you do a little bit at a time, eventually you get better. But that's where I am. So what's funny, I'm looking for my chrome pen, but I couldn't find it. But I did eventually find it later on when I started chroming the edges, like around the windows and stuff like that, in place of bare metal foil. If you know anything about bare metal foil, I think you have to be like a doctor to use that stuff because it's so difficult to use. It's like super thin aluminum foil that you have to somehow put it on your car and for it to not look crinkled. And the way I see these guys do it, they take these Q-tips and just like rub it on the edge of the windows and stuff. And I'm like, bruh, I'm good. I'm just gonna do the pen because this is insane. And I'm like, let me do the pen because it's easy and stuff. And oh yeah, here I'm trying to do the interior. I was gonna do black and tan because I was thinking of Michael Knight, the Knight Rider car, because the seats were tan and stuff like that. But this is, it's really tough looking at this. But again, I'm new. So I know from a year from now, I'm going to look back and I'm going to cringe at this because of how much better I've gotten. Because I'm at this like every day. If I'm not doing school, I'm doing this. Because this is fun. I love it. It's really fun. If you are looking for a hobby, I would suggest getting into plastic scale models. And there's so many things you can do. Like I want to get into building aircraft carriers and stuff like that. So here I found my chrome pen and I'm trying to get in here. And okay, so you'll notice that like I'm really messy here. It's because I'm not taking my time and I wasn't positioned correctly because of the camera. So the camera is between me and the car, and I need to be all up on that car in order to get it right and not move my hand and things like that. But I was just, let me just get this footage. So what I ended up doing is I ended up soaking this entire body in super green. Super green is a good way to strip the paint off of your car. And I'm actually going to paint it a different color because I've graduated to the rattle cans. I'm a rattle can guy. I'm using Rust-Oleum flat with, engine enamel and different finishes. And I'm actually going to start using Future floor polish, I believe. That's what everybody uses, is that Future floor polish. Because, yeah, it's ridiculous. But yeah, I'm really excited about this newfound technique that I'm learning from my mentor. His name is R. Scott Davies. The guy is incredible. I'm trying to get him on YouTube. The dude makes really good work. He does like upholstery, like legit upholstery. I'm like, bruh, this is some beautiful stuff. But yeah, so I also need to learn how to use the chrome pen because it's just so foreign to me. It's not like a regular pen. Like the tip is like movable. I don't know why. Just make a regular pen that's chrome. Like, why you gotta be all difficult making the thing all movable? Like, it's so ridiculous. I just don't get it. Just make it a marker with a fine point. Yeah, that simple. So ridiculous. You don't see Sharpie doing stuff like that. No, they keep it simple. But yeah, I have really high hopes for this. This is going to be hooked up. By the time you're done watching this series, like legit, you're going to be like, yo, this car is magnificent. It's beautiful. Lady's going to be like, yo, if that car was 25 times bigger, I would ask you for a ride. You get it? Because this is like 125 scale. Okay, that's so dumb. I'm also going to be building a Dodge Charger 1/8 scale through Fan Home. And if I like to build, I will put that link in the description and let you guys do builds on your own. If you like what I'm doing and want to support me, consider supporting me on Patreon under I Am Dave Gregory. Thank you. Bye.